Hey guys, so I promised the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Palette review, so I wanted to make sure I got that up as soon as possible since this is a limited edition product, alright? So, for some reason, there has been a kind of resurgent of these type of palettes that don't have a lot of variation in shades, okay? And by that I mean the palettes that are all shimmers, all mattes, that kind of thing, right? So this palette here is just shimmers, all shimmers. So before I get into it, if you are not interested in an all shimmer palette, if you're not interested in a palette that is primarily going to serve as a all over lid or lash line type color, it's not something most people are going to work into their crease or anything like that, this ain't for you. All right. Okay, so Urban Decay, we all know Urban Decay, huge following, huge legacy, all this jazz, been around for a long time. Okay, this is what the palette looks like. Okay guys, ignore all the fingerprints. All right, so I got mine from Sephora, I believe, during one of the, I think the Friends and Family sale or whatnot. I am Rouge, so it's Sephora 2-day shipping. I had no issues getting mine. I do believe that you can get this at Ulta, Sephora, Urban Decay's website, and I think that's it. I'm not sure if any of the other retailers carry this. Okay, so just to be safe, Ulta, Sephora, and Urban Decay's site. All right, so let's talk about this. Okay, let's talk about the packaging first off. All right, this is what the packaging looks like. Price $55. Okay. You slide it out, you slide it back in, okay? There are grooves on it, so if by chance you happen to slide it in the wrong way, it's not going to go in. If you slide it in the wrong angle, so while the grooves match up, but you slide it in the wrong angle, it's not going to go in, okay? This packaging is ridiculous, okay? The mirror is, ignore the camera, the mirror is in the middle of the shades. That makes absolutely no sense. I assume maybe they wanted us to have it like this, I guess, propped up on something. Not sure. But this whole situation makes absolutely no sense, okay? All right. So we got that out the way. I do not like the packaging. I believe they said that the outer plastic, it would have been really cool, since they're calling this the heavy metal palette, it would have been really cool for this to be metal, but it's plastic. So plastic, it's supposed to look like melted metal, I assume, or that's what they said on the website. So I do have some notes here, so I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, so it is cruelty free, but it's not vegan. There is carmine in this, so those of you who are trying to be on the vegan makeup kick, this probably is not for you. All right, so let's get into construction of the palette. Okay, so on this side, the left side, oh, see, this is why I can't deal. Let me figure out what I can do here. I don't know what I can do. So on this side of the palette, you're gonna have your cool tones right here, and then your silvers and golds. Okay, silvers, golds, and blacks, or silvers and blacks, and one very kind of goldy color. Okay, and then on this side are your neutrals. That's what they said on the website. That's how they arrange it: brights and neutrals. Sure. Okay, so I did want to let me see how am I going to do this. Let me get over on this side, right? And then I'm going to insert the swatches, okay? So to start, on this side we have ground, and ground is described as a metallic black with iridescent shimmer, okay? Next, you have spandex, which is described as a deep blue with a purple shift and blue micro sparkle. Next is metalhead, which is a metallic deep purple. Next is mullet, which is a metallic deep green. and Twisted, which is a metallic gold. Okay, that's that first row. Next row is going to be Aluminum, which is a warm, metallic warm gray taupe with iridescent micro sparkle. It looks silver to me, but okay. Dive, which is a metallic medium blue. Punk Rock, which is a metallic fuchsia. Next is going to be Amp, which is a bright metallic teal. And then next is going to be Glam Rock, which is going to be your metallic silver. Okay, so that's what these two rows look like. Okay, all right, so the next row, the third row, is going to be Brass, which is a metallic bronze. Demo, which is a bronze rose. After Party, which is a metallic red. Roadie, which is a metallic burgundy. Scream, which is a metallic mauve. Okay, that's that third row. And then the fourth row, let me get this in here. Fourth, God, this packaging is horrible, guys. Fourth row, first is Glory, which is a metallic golden bronze. Starfire, which is a bright copper, metallic of course. Angel Fire, which is a metallic pale pink. Maiden, which is a metallic beige. Ooh, let's not blind y'all. And then Acoustic, which is a metallic nude. Okay, so swatches are there. I'll insert both as I'm talking about them. I'll insert all the swatches as I'm talking about them with the names, right? Editing this video is going to be ridiculous. Okay, so Ground. These shadows have a they're weird. So some of them are a lot drier. So Aluminum is dry, which is that that kind of muted silver. Bass is a little dry. Glory is a little dry. Then you get into some of the other colors. Dive, which is the blue I have on the outer corner of my eye, not the very outer corner, but that first metallic blue that's right there, that is really wet. Okay, it's really wet. Metalhead, which is the purple, is really wet also. So in the palette itself, there are different variations of formulas. Okay, they said that when they created this palette, they wanted to create a palette with all new formulas. They developed all new formulas for this palette. Okay, I was touching them, so wiping them off. So they created all new formulas for this palette. All right, so in that various ones have different kind of formulas. This is not a palette that I can do my foundation, do my base first, and then apply. This falls out a lot. This has a lot of fallout. Okay, I didn't use a glitter base today. You can. It does help with the wear. It's average wear without a glitter base. If you do use a glitter base, I use Too Faced glitter glue. Yeah, Too Faced glitter glue. If you use something like that, then the wear of course would increase. Okay, but the wear isn't something that I feel some type of way about. It has decent wear, right? As far as putting them on your eyes, okay, so I prefer to use something like this. So a flat-ish synthetic brush, okay? Something that's flat, something that's synthetic to pick up, okay? You can use your finger. You can use it on a brush wet, foiled. I did not find that using these foiled upped the metallicness of them at all. So in my opinion, is it necessary to foil them? No. I feel like I got the same look with them wet or without them wet. I'm not a big red eyeshadow person, so some of the redder shades I did not get to use or whatnot, but I used a good amount, and my only complaint with this is that it falls out. It falls out, and I mean, I don't have a problem doing my eyes first or whatever, but I just don't like fallout, because I apply my primer to my face and everything, and I have to go through and wipe it off, and then if I'm using a foundation that's not super full coverage, then I'm going to have glitter particles showing through or whatnot. So yeah, you have some of the shades like aluminum that aren't as out there. Okay, so there are some shades that are more subdued, that you can get a more shimmer, not so much metallic, if that makes sense, more kind of subdued type look. Okay, so yeah, 20 shades, yeah, 20 shades, 4 to 5, 20 shades, and you get almost a gram. It's like 0.8 grams per shadow, and I think that breaks down to 55, so that breaks down to like 250, 275 a shadow, which isn't bad. This is an accent palette. Of course, you can use these, you can pat them on your lips, you can, you know, smoke them out in your lash line, you can use them as highlight if there are shades like that, but as just an eyeshadow palette, 0.8 grams per shadow, you're never going to get through a shimmer shadow that's that amount. Never, unless you dedicate yourself to panning a shadow, like, but you're never going to get through it. Okay, so overall, I do like it. Would I repurchase? I wouldn't have to, because I'm never going to get through this palette ever. Okay, but it is limited edition. Do I think it's worth purchasing? Yeah, it depends. So there are a few, like I said at the beginning, there are a few palettes that have come out that are shimmer only. The most notable one to me is going to be the Too Faced Metal Golds, Chocolate Golds palette. And depending on your color liking and your formula liking, I don't have the Two Shadow Metal Gold because I have the Urban Decay Heavy Metals. And I don't think that I'm going to get the Too Faced one, just because I don't need shimmer palettes like that. If it was a matte palette, maybe, because I can never have enough mattes. But because it's a shimmer palette, I don't think I'm going to get the Too Faced one since I have this one. So I think it's an either or, really. I think a lot of the shades, I mean, you can get away. Like the mullet shade that's in here, this green right here, this green. If you put a green base down, it'll amp up to be more emerald. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these shades, if you already have this palette, but they're not that, like that green that's in the Too Faced palette, and you want that, just play with your base or whatever. Play with the shadows underneath. You can layer these shadows over top of other shadows. They do that well, or whatever. So I do like it, but is it necessary? It's not necessary unless you really, really want a metal palette. And that's the only thing. Unless you really want a metal palette. I freaking hate this packaging, guys. Unless you really want a metal palette, it's not something that you have to have, okay? Alright, so of course I did film this look, and that's coming right now. I should have said that in the intro. But I did film this look. It's coming up right now, just to show y'all how it kind of works on my eyes. And it's just the eyes that I filmed, because y'all already know how I do the base and all that jazz. Y'all don't need to see all that, okay? Alright guys, so hope you enjoyed, and hey guys, so I have a cold and I'm not going to be able to speak over this whole video, since the coughing and sneezing and hacking is going to be ridiculous, okay? So I did want to come on and let y'all know that top right hand corner is showing all the colors that I'm using. I did have to pair a matte palette with this Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette, because as I said in the review part of this video, it's not a palette that can stand alone unless that is what you are into. Of course, if you're going for something that is more shimmer, glitter, editorial, heavy type look, then by all means use the palette on its own. But as for me and the this day, I did want to dip into my matte palette of the moment, and that is the Viseart Grand Pro palette. Okay, so I am building up colors in my crease using the Viseart Grand Pro, and all those colors are shown in the top right hand corner. I'm using different size brushes for each color, except for the top row, my browns and oranges, since those are kind of my blend out colors to blend into my brow bone. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get off because I feel a cough coming on, but hopefully this is easy enough for you to follow, and I hope you enjoy the tutorial, or I hope you enjoy the tutorial, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.